been up here before, I guess. Doesn't matter if I got a Gonzaga team or a Minnesota team or a Long Beach State team now. This is a tough place to play and a tough place to win, and they proved that today. I was very impressed with Michigan State. I thought 28 assists. They were very unselfish. They early, I thought we had them a little bit disrupted defensively, but once they settled down, they carved us up and pretty much got what they want. But I thought our guys fought pretty well in stretches, but I think what you learn against a team that's a national championship caliber team that stretches doesn't work. You gotta play 40 minutes of not just near perfect basketball, but you got to fight for 40 minutes and stay together. And we got a little bit second half, a couple 2-minute stretches that just where we gave up. I was really pleased the first half. They only had 14 points in the paint, and in the second half we just didn't have enough resistance and enough disruption to keep them out of the paint. And you knew the boards were going to be what the boards are going to be against Michigan State, but we were trying to keep it out of the paint and contest jumpers, and they got into a rhythm from three, and that's the end result. So,
Coach Monson, you've been here so many times. Your dad obviously was here in your times in Minnesota. Just curious, with all the teams you've seen from Michigan State and Tom Izzo, can you put this one into perspective about just how good they are, sir?
Well, I think it's hard when you don't give a little bit more resistance, because the fact is that I told Coach before the game, I really think he's got as good a team as a possibility, and he said, yeah, time will tell, and it's early, and against us today, it's hard to say, oh, that's a national championship team, because we never got, as I tell our players, you got to get to their underbelly, you got to get to that you got to get them frustrated, you got to get to that underbelly, that soft side, and see how they react. And we never challenged that soft, got them frazzled, got them, frustrated enough to really see. That's what makes a special Michigan State team, is that toughness down the stretch when they're down 6 in games. So time will tell on that, but personnel-wise, as I told Coach before the game, personnel-wise, I think they're as good as they've been. Those guards are playing so much better this year than last year, and that front line is, as good as any in the country, and he's as good a coach as any in the country. So if I had to bet where they're going to be at the end of the year, they're going to be right there. But off of today's game, it's really hard to anoint them anything except that they're definitely better than Long Beach State at this point.
Coach, can you talk about the balance they have, and what do you try to do defensively when the team's got 5 double-digit scores?
Well, again, you got to pick your poison. For us, we had to hope they had an off shooting night. I wish we would have contested a little better. They made 7 threes the first half, and I think 5 or 6 of them weren't contested very well. And part of it was because we were kind of in some junk zones and stuff. But you got to hope, for us, you got to hope they have a bad shooting night, and that's why we zoned so much and tried to neutralize, because you can't man to man. It's so hard with Bridges at the 4 or at the 3. It's just so hard to match up, man for man. We just don't have the personnel. But that balance is impressive, and then when you couple that with sharing the basketball like they did today, I know Tom is always negative and it's never good enough, but what's he want, 30 assists? I mean, that he should be pleased with that stat there.
Coach, just wondering why your second leading scorer didn't play.
He stayed home. He had a knee issue, and we just kind of shut him down because we started league in 2 weeks. He had a scope today, and it was very successful, and so we're optimistic we can get him back in the next 10 days or so. But we just didn't want to fight it all year, icing it, and it was swell. He had, I think, 25 or 20 against Eastern Michigan on Saturday, and Sunday it just ballooned up on him, and it just wasn't worth, and this truly for us is a preseason, and this is a whole lot better than us practicing today. I mean, we learned a lot about ourselves today. A lot of it we like, some of it we don't. But most important thing for Brian, he's a transfer from Gonzaga, and I think he's our second leading scorer, almost our leading scorer, is for him to be healthy in 2 weeks. So,
Very good. Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.